I'm Dr. Andrea Dawson. I'm the professor of violin and viola at MTSU School of Music. Today I am going to show you a little bit about how to practice the grade 7 and 8 violin mid-state excerpt. Right, so the first thing that we have to work on is dynamics. You'll see that in measure 4, we have to play forte at the first part of the bar, and then right after the comma, we have to play softer. And we're going to accomplish this by using a lot less bow and a lot less weight on the bow. I'm going to show you that right in measure 4. So lots of bow, less bow. And then we play the whole next line piano with a little bit less bow. In measure 9, we have to crescendo to measure 11. So we're going to start with a little bit of bow and gradually add more bow and more weight as we go. So that's something that we want to practice very carefully. And then the last big dynamic change, actually there's 2 more dynamic changes. We've got one in measure 15 where we again go from forte to piano, a lot of bow to a little bow. And then in the next bar, soft on the downbeat, loud on the second beat. So we want to practice soft, loud. Good. Notice too the articulation is very important for the line dot figure. We're going to make sure that we get a little bite in the string by sticking the bow hair into the string. The stick gets a little bit activated, and then we push out of that. Make sure the end of the note rings. The next thing we want to talk about is our shift and our trill in measure 3. So before we try to do the trill, we need to make sure that we practice the shift so that we can get it nice and clean. And the whole reason why we're shifting in this measure is so that we don't have to trill with a 4th finger, which most people don't enjoy doing. So we're going to practice getting into 3rd position by starting with the F sharp before the shift and shifting to the A on the same string so that we can slide nicely into it. Practice that at different speeds. Then I'm going to connect and cross over. I'm going to practice coming to the A without hearing it and then crossing over. Shift to the A, cross over. Silently. And then of course we have to play the open E in between, but my arm has now practiced that shift distance several times and should be more confident. Then of course we have to do the trill. So we're going to look at the trill. A trill is going to be at least 3 notes. So we're going to start by practicing 3 little quick notes. They have to be on the beat. So we're going to put an accent. If I'm practicing with my metronome, which I should do very regularly, it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I can speed it up by starting on the top note and playing 4 notes. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then I can play 5 notes starting on the D again. 1, 2, 3, 4. And for a violin trill, we want to make sure that the main note, in this case a D, the back note, stays solidly planted into the string, and the other finger is going to do the light tapping and moving to keep it nice and regular. Now let's look at the shifts in measure 17 up into 3rd position and then back down in measure 18. We're shifting from a 2nd finger C sharp in 1st position we're going to the A in third position. So we are going to add an extra note to help us learn this shift. It's going to be an E. I call these guide finger notes. So we're going to play that measure, add the E by shifting slowly first, then getting a little braver. And then quicker. And then I'm going to hide the guide finger note. Silently play the E. And then I'm going to practice the shift as written. Alright? Then we have to get back down again. So let's practice again, adding a guide finger from the A to get to the G. We're going to add an F sharp. Sliding down with the first finger so that I'm measuring the motion of the arm and not grabbing at my second finger. And then I can do that silently. Silently play the F sharp with the first finger before adding the G. And then I can practice connecting the shift. So now we will talk about the final chord. To play a chord beautifully, we want to make sure that we divide the bow correctly. If you try to play the chord in the wrong part of the bow, it will be crunchy. So we are going to play what I call duck duck goose by playing the bottom two notes with a very small amount of bow, starting from the string gently. And then when I'm ready, I'm going to cross the string to the top two notes. We're always going to play two notes on the bottom, two notes on the top. And when I get to the top notes, then I can add a little bit of weight and play with a strong sound because I'll still be at the frog. And that's how we can play a beautiful chord. I hope these tips have been helpful, and I wish you all the best in your audition. Be brave, practice well, and I hope you enjoy it. Thank you very much.